This is somewhat of an update to the 5 months of painting video I shared last month. I promise I'm not doing these every month. I just had some more thoughts to share about learning to paint, so I figured it might be fun to do an addendum with a 6 months of painting video. As you can probably tell by how much artwork I share, I love painting. I really liked drawing, but painting has something special about it. This might sound kind of odd, but there are certain specific steps that I can best describe as thrilling. The entire process is enjoyable, but even thinking about some aspects in advance really gets me hyped. A couple of portions come to mind that I actually look forward to and think about sometimes even when I'm not painting, like blocking in the face shape, or that phase when you start to see features crystallize, when the eyes take shape, or when you finally see contrast from a dark background. It's seriously thrilling. I think this is what Bob Ross meant by his show's title, The Joy of Painting. It seems like some people can become obsessed with painting, and I'm really starting to wonder if I'm one of those people. So here I am at the 6-month mark. I've been thinking a lot about where I want to go from here. I do have some longer term ideas in mind. One is that I'd really like to get into some festivals or art show type events where I could set up a booth, maybe sell some prints. I'm sort of planning out how that might look and researching how to actually do it. But to be perfectly frank, I'm not completely confident that I have sellable stuff yet. I have paintings I can sell, but I'm not sure that it's the type of thing that people would actually hang up in their homes or not. So I'll continue to mull that over. I've also mentioned before another goal I have is to eventually paint from life. I still want to do that, and I think I'm making good progress on these freehand portraits. So maybe even this summer I'll get to the point where I'm comfortable enough to do either one of those things. So those are broader, larger scale ideas. I've also got some specific things to focus on too. It seems like a big one is attention to detail. Art is a hobby for me, and I've got a day job and a couple of young kids, so there's naturally limited time for anything extra. Painting takes up most of my free time, and I like to maximize that time by painting as fast as I can. I've naturally gravitated towards wet on wet, alla prima, all in one session type painting, and I try to knock out portraits in around 2 hours if I can, sometimes 3. That being said, I do need to work on my attention to detail. I think by trying to paint so fast, sometimes I overlook important things in all that fast-moving, let's move to the next thing mentality. Sometimes I don't notice them until well after I'm finished with the painting, and by then I've already moved on to something else. So it's interesting to look back on my progress after 6 months. I can see real improvement in comparing the portraits that I've done just over this past month to ones from 2 or 3 months ago. There's a real difference to me. But even beyond visual inspection, I actually feel like I'm learning. I feel comfortable with a brush in my hand, which is something that I could not have said in November or December. I can jump right into a painting now with more confidence, which is a really nice feeling. I don't have to plan as much as I used to, and I can just kind of have fun with painting. This is like a feedback loop that encourages me to keep going. I can't help but think of what Bob Ross said about talent being a pursued interest. I don't believe reality is quite that simple, but I do agree that anyone can create art, and that practice can get you pretty far along the path if you're willing to put the time into something. I'm really excited to see what the next 6 months brings. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about what fun painting is. So that's all I have for this one. I'll go ahead and let these paintings finish up on screen. And as always, let me know if there are any questions in the comments. Thanks.